Hey, this is Daniel, and I'm going to take you through the Xfinity Watchathon promotion that I created for Comcast in order to show you sort of the process of going through everything from strategy through design and how I look at branding, product, and marketing as a cohesive uh, unit. And this should demonstrate that pretty well. So grab your coffee. This is about a 30-minute presentation. Feel free to skip ahead at any time, but it will be more uh, beneficial to watch the whole thing so you get the points at the beginning that will then explain why I did what I did with design at the end. All right. Xfinity Watchathon is a 1 week period where they open up some of the premium channels to everybody. So everybody gets HBO for free, Showtime for free, a ton of different channels. And you can start watching shows, you can binge watch, you can do whatever you want during that week. It's an important promotion to Xfinity because it introduces people to the content on those channels without having to subscribe to those channels. And the idea is, of course, that they will like those channels and want to continue subscribing after the event is over. One of the things I noticed about Watchathon was it wasn't promoted very heavily, and it wasn't very clear. We did some research and found that a lot of people didn't even know what Watchathon was, or they hadn't heard of it, and it wasn't heavily promoted before or after the event. Most of the promotion was happening during the event. So I thought there were some issues with that, and I felt like we were missing a huge opportunity to bring marketing and product together to really make the most of this awesome promotion and a really fun thing for viewers. So let's start with the strategy. So when I started thinking of this, really we want to connect with customers. We want to give them something special. We want to improve our relationship with those customers. And that sounds cliche. Everybody says they want to do that. But as your cable provider, we really do. We want you to know that we're not just out here to take your money. We want to give you something of value, and we want to help you to enjoy your time when you're watching. So we want to increase the event awareness here. We want to deliver value to the customers, and we want to upsell the services that they actually enjoy, not just services we want to sell them. And we're going to do that through increasing awareness early. So we're going to do a lot heavier branding and early promotion, do it on multiple channels. So not just on TV, but we're going to do it on all of our channels. And we're going to build equity for the customers as they go through the promotion, and I'll talk about that as we go. And now this is how we're going to deliver value. And this is really important for designers to think about. What is it we're actually giving customers that they will value? It's another term that's thrown around a lot in terms of delivering value, and a lot of people think of it as just a business thing. But it's really not. It's something that you want to think about and leverage in your design. So we want to communicate better around what you're getting as a customer. We want to help you to discover stuff, new stuff that you're going to like, and we want to help you continue to watch that stuff after you've discovered it. We don't want to lose your content, lose your favorite shows, or not know where things are, where you left off, or anything like that. We're going to upsell the stuff that they are already watching. So we're not going to just blindly market HBO. We're going to say, oh, we see that you love The Sopranos, or you're really enjoying The Sopranos. What if you got this offer or that offer that would help you to watch that? So logical and timely paths to upgrade. Asset lingering is a concept that I came up with in terms of, if you started watching something or you looked at something and then you have to find it again, you're less likely to go and do that work to find it. But if it kind of hangs around for a while and it keeps popping up, you're going to continue to engage with that content. That's not a completely unique and new idea, but for Watchathon, it was not happening at the time. And multi-channel follow-up again. So logistics. This is a really important one too, because this program, one of the reasons that it didn't have as much power and emphasis as I thought it could have was simple resources. Every organization has to balance their resources and manage specifically their engineering resources against whatever perceived value there is on whatever project you're trying to give them. And in an organization the size of Comcast, with thousands of developers, they are busy doing hundreds of projects, and it's really hard to get your project in there. So using existing design patterns was super important, making it repurposable, so it's not just a one-time deal where you could actually do this work and you're making an investment in something that could be reused later for something else. And all of this leading to minimal impact on resources. Okay, so I broke it down into 3 distinct phases: pre-event, during the event, and post-event. If you look at the first section over on the left, the pre-event, we've got branding at the top, upsell at the bottom, and we're really just trying to gain interest. So what this means is, say 2 weeks before Watchathon starts, we're going to start talking about Watchathon on the platform so that people know it's coming. We explain what it is, we tell them what they're going to get, and we get them excited about it. We let them start engaging before the event even gets going. I say branding rather than marketing because this is all on product. So this is all the stuff that you're going to see on your TV interface, as opposed to something you're going to see on a television commercial or as a direct mail or something like that. So branding Watchathon as a thing was really important, just like branding Shark Week is a thing for Discovery Channel. So if you think about how powerful Shark Week became and has become, you can't watch cable without knowing it's Shark Week, even if you don't care anything about sharks. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking here is, let's make Watchathon as big and powerful and important and upfront as Shark Week. That's the branding part. During the event, we're going to deliver on all the stuff we promised. Not only do we promise that you're going to get free programming, but we're going to make it easy for you to do, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to feel like you're participating in an event. That's the delivery, so that you're part of it. And then post, in terms of closing the deal for us and for the customer, we're going to look at those upsells and trying to help them buy things that they really like and that they want to continue with. And again, we're going to keep going with the branding so that they understand that purchase or subscription or whatever it is part of the Watchathon promotion. Okay, so let's get into design. Now, what we're looking at here is the X1 interface. So if you have X1 cable, you're very familiar with this. If you're not, then this is what replaced the old cable guide. When you used to go to a hotel and pull up your cable, and a lot of times still do, whatever cable they have gives you this list of shows, and it's very hard to click through and cumbersome. X1 gives you this beautiful, nice interface that's a lot more like what you'd see from Netflix or any of the other over-the-top streaming services. What I'm trying to do in some of these designs is use existing patterns to start promoting Watchathon early. And as you can see up here in the top right, we've got a notification that talks about it's happening. You can get more info there. And you can also see down below that there's a tile in the bottom left for a promotion of the Watchathon down there. So you're not seeing much different, but you're starting to see this appear a couple weeks out. As you get into it, if you hit more info, you're going to see more of a full screen. So here it's a takeover of the interface, and you're going to see a large promo in the middle, and then a new interface as you click in. There's a countdown to tell you when it's going to start. There's a watch list, so you can start searching and browsing and adding shows to your watch list even before the event. And then importantly, you see the interface change here, which to web designers and average people, that seems like a pretty minimal thing. For a TV interface, it's huge to change the UI or change say even just the major background. What I did here was use something that Xfinity had already developed for kids programming. So if you want to go into the kids section, there was an alternate pattern for kids already existing. And so I took that pattern from the kids interface and reskinned it for Watchathon so that we weren't technically building a new pattern, we were just reskinning an existing pattern. That gives us a unique look for Watchathon without having to redesign the interface of X1 really at all. Some new things like the countdown were included that would take a little bit of development. Down at the bottom you see you have some collections, and here you've got, typically what you would see on cable, like we've got the medical shows and we've got the comedies and the networks. So you can start browsing and start putting stuff into your watch list. This is what it's going to look like on tablet. So again, this is cross-platform. So you can also do the pre-event work on tablet, mobile, or web. This is the Xfinity website for watching over the top. Okay, so you can see how that works. And then there's special offers. And another big part of Watchathon was third-party partnerships that we can work with to provide special offers and to get involved in the program. Now, during the event, we've got the background takeover for Watchathon. and you're right into it. And now you've got your watch list right up front. We've got a new promo bar at the top going through some of the most popular shows that you might want to watch. And as you get into watching a show, we're going to brand some of this stuff too. So let's say I just started watching Outlander, and we're going to remind you that you're going to get this from Watchathon. So we put a little strip in the lower third. Welcome and enjoy your show. We want you to remember why you're getting this stuff. Another one here is this is using an extras content pattern that we designed at the Comcast Innovation Center as part of X1. So this is a way to get extra content at the end of a show. You'll have your screen, your main screen will reduce in size, and on the left a menu shows up where you can start to flip through episodes, extras, and special offers on the left. But you can see here that it's also branded for the show, and it's branded with Watchathon. It's kind of cool. You can go over to extras, you can watch inline video on the right, so you can still have your credits playing on the left, preview some of this stuff on the right. You can get your exclusive offer. So if you're loving Outlander, then Stars is going to suggest that maybe you want to subscribe to Stars. It makes perfect sense. So talking about making it easy, I don't have to get on the phone, I don't have to go on the web, I don't have to do anything. I can just go in here and it's presented to me that if you want Stars, hey, check it out. You can get it right here. Again, this is what it would look like on tablet, mobile, and some of the other interfaces on web. You can see that there's a consistency across the board. Down at the bottom, you can see the stuff that you've been watching, stuff that you haven't watched. So keep track of it visually. And now it's time for the post-event stuff. So now here you can see this goes back to the regular TV interface, and down on the left you still have the Watchathon tab where you can go in there and see the stuff that you started watching. There's a message here, you want to keep watching. Here's a promo code that you can use to use your special offer to sign up for these channels. You can still get to your watch list and see the things that are still there. Messaging like this, Watchathon is over, but you're just getting started. Here's your promo. So bringing in some marketing messages to the interface, seeing it on multiple devices, multiple platforms, and that's it. So as you go through, you kind of feel it trailing off, but it doesn't just disappear at the end. So there's Xfinity Watchathon. And I hope you were able to see how the thinking and the strategy behind how we would put this together as a program affected the design and the elements that we put together within the program itself. You can imagine that if we had approached this as a one-off design project, there would have been a couple of things that would have been done differently. One of them is it may not have been as cohesive as it was in terms of using the existing interface and the existing patterns, and it may have been a little harder to get approved and to get to have executed and actually built. The other one is there probably wouldn't have been as much thinking into the pre and post stuff in terms of how do you get people excited to begin with and how do you get people to follow up at the end. It may have been more about the interface and thinking about features on the interface, but the timing and the strategy and the messaging may not have been there at the same time. Yeah, I hope this helped to explain that. I hope you enjoyed seeing Watchathon, and until next time, thanks for watching.